What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Sundays with Strika. I am your host, Laika Abibi, aka Strika, and for the first time on my show, we have a guest, a very special guest, East Carolina senior defensive lineman Hosie Hajibadri. Hosie, thank you very much for taking the time to join me, my man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll get right into it with kind of your football background and like how you got started. So, where are you from originally? How did you get started in playing the game of football?
So I'm actually from Northern Virginia, a place called Chantilly, Virginia. And I've always played football, like within the neighborhood and, with all my boys and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, I didn't start like actually like playing like organized football till my freshman year of high school. And I've always loved football, and I got to that point. I was a good player, but I feel like once my sophomore year hit, that's when I really said, "Oh, this is what I like to do," and I'm gonna just go with it.
Absolutely. So you played. What high school did you play at in Chantilly?
I played at Chantilly High School.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So after Chantilly High School, what was your transition like into playing college ball? Because I know you didn't actually start your college football career at ECU.
Yeah. So actually, out of Chantilly, I was committed to Temple University. And things didn't work out there, and I actually reclassified and went to a prep school. It's called Virginia Prep. And I had a really great season there, all conference defensive player of the year. And from there on, I was actually I got my academics to where it needed to be, but I had dug myself in a really big hole my first 2 years of high school, and which meant I had to have a pretty high SAT to go with my GPA, and so like I said, got my academics up to where it needed to be, but I had to get that SAT score. And at the time, I was committed to West Virginia. I was actually 2 weeks out of enrolling, actually moving in at West Virginia. This was like early June, and I took that last SAT, and I was just about 20 points off. So it was definitely a killer, but like it is what it is. And then I actually went to ASA College in Brooklyn, New York, man, and I had a great time there, and made some great relationships, and played some good football. So I started my college career there, all conference both years, and it definitely worked out. So I'm just really glad everything was smooth with that.
No doubt. Of course, then after the ASA College of Brooklyn, you committed to play at East Carolina. Were you recruited by Mike Houston's first recruiting class?
So initially I was recruited by Coach Mo and his staff.
Okay, yeah.
But obviously they had a guy fired, or whatever that case was. But Coach Houston and his staff actually picked up my recruitment, and man, I mean they're just great coaches. I really appreciate them for doing that. And I'm just really glad everything worked out like how it was supposed to. So yeah, man, I'm just glad.
What was your first season like at ECU? Trying to transition after everything that's happened previously, and transitioning and finally getting to play at an FBS program. What was that first year like for you?
Well, I mean, obviously it was a blessing. I mean, coming from a junior college, where you don't have many resources, and just getting to this level, I mean, man, it's a big transition, but it does take a little time to get adjusted, because obviously, it's a whole new level. Things are higher paced, and it takes a little bit of time, but once I got situated, and just everything became slower. You know, I mean, it was a really good year. I mean, what I'm saying? Obviously, we didn't have the season that we wanted to have, but I mean, things were going in the right direction. I'm just really excited for the future.
Absolutely. Of course, that junior college route.
Yeah.
Going back to that a little bit, what would you say to a student athlete that may not get to play at a Division 1 or 2 or 3 program and may have to go to the junior college route? What advice would you give for someone going through the junior college route and trying to stay patient so that they can get to a 4-year school and play sports there?
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is you got to be mentally strong because I'm gonna be honest with you, that junior college stuff isn't for everyone. If you go into it with a bad mindset and if you're impatient, things aren't gonna look too good for you. But if you go into it, like being patient and just being positive all the time, because things when you're in junior college, you're gonna have a lot of adversity because, like I said, it's not the best situation. You don't have the resources that you want. So, you just got to be patient and just keep doing you and just focus on the main goal. So, yeah, just definitely be mentally strong.
Absolutely. Of course, going into your senior season, with everything that's going on, what have you been doing to kind of prepare for if there even is a football season with everything going on with COVID-19? What have you been doing to stay in shape and work out and get right for the 2020 season?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're preparing to play Marshall on August 29th. So, I mean, we've been working our butts off, man. I mean, our coach has got some, great things set up for us. And my teammates and I mean, we've just been working our butts off and, just trying to do all the right things, taking all the right precautions. So, you know, like I said, I mean, we're preparing to play on August 29th, and whatever happens, and we'll just take it from there. So we have been definitely working our butts off, man, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, like you said, 2019 season wasn't what ECU fans were hoping for. Of course, I believe it was a 3-9 finish to the year, but
4-8, yeah.
But with 2020 coming, the good news is that most of the starting offense and defense will be back on both sides. So if there's any good news for Pirate fans is that a lot of young guys got to play a lot this past season, and of course there were a lot of really great. There were still some really good moments from the young guys. I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
Of course, I mean I've covered in this area for a few years now, so I've seen Holton Ahlers and C.J. Johnson come through the ranks in Greenville as kids at D.H. Conley High School. Now they're stars on ECU's football team. I mean, it's not just them. There's guys like Sneed.
Yeah.
It's really, like, especially offensively, I think that having all of them come back would be a huge help. And defensively as well, I know replacing Kendall Futrell will be hard to do because he was a great player for the Pirates. But what do you think you guys have in terms of expectations for this season?
I mean, like you said, we have a lot of guys coming back on the offensive side. And, I think they got pretty big expectations for them. But I do think, we're getting slept on the defensive side. A lot of people don't have much expectations for us, which is completely fine. I mean, we don't care about any of that outside noise. We know the talent we have, and, we know the work we put in. So, it is what it is. They can say what they want, but at the end of the day, I trust my guys, and I know we're going to get it done. So, we're not really worried about none of that extra stuff.
Of course, I know. I was going to say, if there's any bulletin board material that can be put up there, even if it's created by y'all, I know you guys will find something to motivate you, for sure.
No doubt, man. Yeah.
But, of course, as you go into your senior year, it's not just about football seasons. It's about preparing for after college season ends, which I know you are trying your hardest, and you've been preparing to go for the 2021 NFL draft. So who have been some of the people that have been positive influences on you throughout the process of trying to improve your draft stock?
Well, obviously, my family. I mean, they're with me throughout the whole way. They always have been. And even if I'm down, I'll just call them up, and they bring me back up. So I mean, they're definitely a huge influence on me, and they keep me going. And my close friends, my teammates, it's just all these guys that I'm always around. We put in the same work. We do everything together, meetings. I mean, going to lunch, practice, lifting, all that stuff. So just being around them and just being positive, influence to each other is just, it helps a lot, and it pushes each other in the right direction for sure.
No doubt. Of course, back to your high school days a little bit. What were some of your favorite memories coming through the high school ranks in Virginia? Like, what were some of the best moments your teams had when you were there?
I'd probably say my favorite was my senior year. We had played. I believe we were like the last playoff seed, and which meant we had to play the highest seed. And it was Madison High School.
Yeah.
We went to their place, and we were down by, I think it was 11 at halftime, and we actually came back to win that game in the playoffs. So, man, it was definitely it was a hell of a game, man. But it's definitely something that I'll always remember for sure.
Madison, as in Madison County High School?
No, it's just Madison High School in Fairfax.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if it was Madison County, that'd been a heck of a drive. My goodness, because that's like near Charlotte, or on the way to Charlottesville if you're coming from St. So yeah, that's definitely a difference. But what do you think? I'm not sure. I'll ask this question anyway. I'm not sure if you can fully answer it, but I'll ask anyway. Do you think there are any differences like between, or like how good is Virginia high school football to you? I think that's actually a better way to say it.
I think it's actually really, there's a lot of talent, man. It's really competitive. I think it's very good if you ask me. I mean, we got the 703, 571 area. And obviously, you can't forget about the 804 in Richmond and the 757 Virginia Beach. And obviously, I'm sure, there's competitive ball elsewhere in Virginia. But, I mean, it's pretty solid from, obviously, I played through it and from my boys and other places from what I hear. So, absolutely, man, it's really competitive. And, there's a lot of good players that come out of those areas.
And absolutely, especially the 757 is an area I kind of want to get to if you're all right with that. That area, it seems to be a hotbed for not just ECU football, but for football, period. It seems like a lot of kids have come through that Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach area and really produced. Is it kind of good to have players from Instate around you, like, as teammates? I know because ECU does recruit Virginia very well.
Yeah, I mean, man, I personally like it because you can relate to them a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference. But it's just nice having guys from around your area or that played within the same state that you did. So you can have little conversations about which high school is better, or, all that type of stuff. But
I'm sure y'all got plenty of those conversations.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, the guys always talk about it, man. But it's definitely cool to have that for sure. I mean, it's definitely cool.
So in terms of the 2020 season, what do you think COVID-19 has done for the typical college student athlete, like in terms of positive or even negative or even positive impact on it?
Well, obviously, it's kind of messed things up. But we've adjusted. I mean, even when we couldn't meet in person for meetings and all that type of stuff, we were on Zoom meetings. So either way, I mean, obviously, you prefer to be in person and be with your coaches and teammates. But with that being said, we got it done, and we're at this point right now where we are together, and obviously taking the right protocols. But like I said, we're getting things done, and it is what it is. We just got to deal with it and just move on from it. Try to keep moving forward.
Uh, how significant would you think it? How significant do you think it would be uh, if the American Athletic Conference went to conference games only and ECU would not play Marshall because, of course, there's a huge significance with that rivalry?
I think it would be pretty significant, because obviously we're all excited to play that game. And like I said, that's what I mean. We're preparing to play that game. The game's on schedule right now, so we're just gonna keep, like I said, moving forward. But I'd be kind of disappointed. I'm sure, my teammates and coaches would be as well. But it is what it is. If things got to be done, then I guess things got to be done. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, man, we've been preparing our butts off to play them on August 29th, and that's what we plan on doing. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Of course, what other things have you been able to do, what do you feel like you've improved on the most coming from junior college ball to playing at ECU?
Definitely, I'd say like techniques. As a defensive lineman, it's not just all about power and all that type of stuff. You gotta have the right techniques to do certain things. And man, I mean, I feel like I've definitely improved a lot. And I'd say just the resources. Having the resources helps a lot. But yeah, man, I mean, just making sure I play how I'm supposed to play, and just following the coach, and it's definitely helped a lot.
And of course, I think you might have gotten limited action from last year. So going into your senior year with an increased role on the defensive line, how much havoc do you think you could really create this year?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely really excited to just showcase my skills, and just helping my team in general, man, just winning these games. And I feel like if I do my job at a high level, then I'll be helping my team doing just that. So I'm definitely excited. But it's at the end of the day, for me, it's all about winning games, man, because I feel like obviously that's the most important thing. And we definitely, like I said, we're going in the right direction, and I'm just definitely excited for the season, no doubt.
Yeah, certainly. I have to correct myself a little bit from earlier. I know it was 3-9, but I mean, a lot of those games were right in reach, so it could have been very different too.
Yeah. There was a couple close ones, man, that really hurt, but like I said, we're heading in the right direction. It is what it is. We just got to keep moving forward from those. And like I said, man, we got a lot of talent coming back, and we're just excited to play those games again. So, I mean, it is what it was, man. But we'll be ready. We'll be ready to play those teams without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
Absolutely. There you have it, man. Jose Hajibadri, East Carolina defensive lineman. Thank you very much for being on with me, man. You're my first guest on this podcast, and it means a lot that you've taken the time out to come on and be interviewed. So I really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, man. I enjoyed it. Sure.
Where can they find you on social media, man, if you'd like to plug any of that?
My Instagram and Twitter is Hosey Haji, HOZEYHAJI. So follow me, man, if you want to.
Thank you. There you have it. This has been episode 4 of Sundays with Strika. Of course, thank you to everybody who subscribed to my YouTube channel. We're now over 100 subscribers. Hopefully pushing as we try to get towards monetization level, which is definitely going to take some time. But of course, you guys know where to find me on social media as well. And we'll have this up on Anchor, Spotify, all podcasting platforms, and YouTube. So once again, thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Peace.